kicking off introducing Keeping It Real podcast and what it means to create your own content. Today, I'm going to give the same speech I did as a Toastmaster and pretty much four types of content. So I re-edited this as to kind of go to it started out as introducing a different podcast that I was starting to for the Toastmaster. But let's get right into it. Stop this music here. And to be a part of the show, it's Keeping It Real podcast. Tech time. If you don't know, if you're not listening, that's it. And the goal and the mission on a bigger part of mission part going on the way to it is to stand on the shoulders of the giants who came before us. That's right. First guest Jordan Brady. Shout out to Jordan Brady, and that's where that came from. My first guest on my podcast, and that's what we're trying to do. That's what I'm helping and supporting people how to get past the technical work. Missing the word that I'm looking for, but how to get past all that and move on and push through the issues. Anyway, today we're gonna go over mission, number one mission that I'm reaching 1 million people on why technology is supporting or holding people back and how tech can be used for good. Second week in a month, I usually try to get this out everywhere you listen to podcasts. And a few things that I had in mind: tech help and support, what people are creating with tech, and how to own your tech and not the other way around. How I usually like to start off a podcast interview. Great question, great icebreaker. What are you most excited about today? What are you most excited about today? That's a question I like to ask a lot, and I usually break the ice with this question. So here's some more topics that I started to share as well. You can always find me on my socials, which was in the beginning of this, back to Michael Kenyon or the Real Sweet Tea. But some of the other topics: people creating tech, how to own your tech and not the other way around, short clips, reels, and shorts, about a minute or so. Ask Tommy Tech. You can ask me anything. What do you want to see? What are you having issues with troubleshooting? So anything when it comes to digital, when it comes to anything really. And what do you want to see on the show? Bring up other content ideas, other things that you'd want to see from me that you think I haven't done yet. But with that, knowing creating the content, it's good to know the types and what you can actually do to create content. Types of content. There are four. The first one is to educate, to expand the mind. Watching 20 years ago or 30 years ago, Reading Rainbow and everything that was on PBS and the educational channel. Bill Nye the Science Guy, all those things that we learn to expand the mind, to educate content. Another one comes, it reminds me always one of my favorite TV shows that was on HBO, The Newsroom. Another type of content, to inform. So I wish I saw a lot more of this these days, and there is, you just gotta know where to look, but to inform is another type of content. informed of what's going on, of happenings, of just to make people aware of things that are going on. Inform. Another type of content. Moving on to, that was the second one. So there's a third one. Entertain. We love to be entertained on this planet. As humans, as the human beings, we love to be entertained. Go to the movies, watch something on your streaming platform, what it was Netflix before, or whatever, however you get entertained when you're watching something, a TV show, or we love to be entertained. We love to have fun while watching that. And the last one that I have of the fourth type of content is tell stories, dream, and inspire people. Inspirational content. So those are the four types of content that you could possibly create to share with people. So some things you need to know and to get to know, and when you're creating this, in the first one is to ask yourself, what do you intend on creating today? Not yesterday, not tomorrow. What do you intend on creating today? So some more things when you're thinking about that, things to know ahead of time. Your audience. Know your audience, and that is, who do you intend on connecting with? Also, who do you intend to speak to, right? Who do you intend to speak to? So know your audience. So who are you connecting with? Who are you speaking with? Who are you speaking to? Who is this right here? Who am I talking to through that lens and that camera right now? The next thing, where will this be seen? This is right now on Twitter Live and Facebook Groups Live. But there's TV memes, other many types of ways your four types can be distributed. TV memes, and there's many more. Memes, podcast reviews, white papers, blog, case studies, radio, website, ebooks, social media, books. I mean, I'm on this with social media now. And to end your shows, it's good to, what do you want to, it's, I'm going to do two things. This next one I'm actually going to show you an example of, but if you're watching the video, but one thing you to do at the towards the end is actually point out what you want your audience to do. Call to action. Things to know ahead of time. What do you want them to do after watching your episode? So my example of a call to action. If you scan this QR code, you'll see the first linked up there, the list of topics. It's not gonna necessarily relate to this. It was a different version of this what I was creating, and I re-edited it to keeping it real. But you can find the 7 keys to thriving after a breakdown with Chris Lee at the QR code link. How to influence and inspire people on the School of Greatness with emotional intelligence coach Chris Lee. How to envision and achieve your dreams. And another thing, but a nice can kind of bring things all together. And I'm going to show you this as an example. Is to end your story, your show, your 10-minute, 15-minute deal with a quote to get people in minds engaged, going, a thought provoking quote. And people love quotes, people love all that. And I'm going to end right here with this. If you don't forgive yourself, you will not be free, you will be trapped. From Chris Lee. School of Greatness. Emotional intelligence coach trainer Chris Lee. And that's what I have for you today on content creation. This has been Keeping It Real. Tech Time. See you around in the next episode.